That's Matt here from carpetlaunch.com. I'm coming to you from Australia. My partner Hayden is in Michigan in the USA, and together we're carpetlaunch.com. So this carpet launch map, why it's so important to you is you really want to get to the point where you can achieve positive ROI advertising. That means positive return on investment. What is that? Positive ROI advertising is when you can put in, say, for example, $1,000 in ads and get out $1,500 in profit. So $1,000 to pay for the ads, $500 profit. Or you put in $1,000 and you get $5,000 out. Now let's just take a quick look at a couple of screenshots. This first one, you're not going to be able to achieve anything like this. This is incredible. It shows you the very top end of what's capable. So in this particular campaign, the spend is $863. The conversion value in actual sales is $60,000 in sales. Now that's just completely unachievable. It won't be achieved in the carpet cleaning niche. It shows you that if you can achieve some sort of positive results, you can see, here you put in 1,000, you get 60 times the money out. And even if we can only put in 1,000 and get 2,000 out, well, how much do you want to spend on ads? Obviously, you want to spend as much as possible on ads. And so that's the whole point of this carpet launch roadmap, or the launch map, is to get you to the point where you have positive ROI advertising. Sometimes positive ROI advertising is a little bit hidden to the uninitiated. So for example, in this particular one, they spent $3,300. They made 238 purchases. Now, I'll just bring up the calculator. The average purchase in this particular case was around $90. So times 238 equals 21,000. So as you can see, that's a very positive ROI. But there was also management costs on top of that. So in total, they paid around about $10,000, including ads and management costs, and they made $21,000. They had a 2-to-1 return on investment. However, this particular client, that's only their front-end sales. They then make further sales. So they make around about 5 to 6 sales per client at a little bit over the $90 mark. 238 times 500, which is conservative, is $119,000 off a $10,000 ads and management. So they got a 10-to-1 return on their investment. And of course, those people want to spend as much as they possibly can, but they're limited by their market size. So we couldn't actually, in this particular case, even though we wanted to spend more, we couldn't. Let's go back here to the roadmap. The first thing you need is your bulletproof plan. Now, it's simple to come up with a concept of where we are now and what we're aiming to be. So if you currently have, I'm just going to use round numbers here, 100 customers per month paying $100, then you're earning $10,000 a month. If you want to reach 30 customers, $30,000 per month, then to reach $30,000 per month, you're going to need, for example, 100 customers paying $300 each, or 300 customers paying $100 each, or some combination there. And you need to work out what that target is and how you're going to achieve that, because then that's going to form the framework of how much we spend in our campaigns. So, for example, if you work out that you need 300 customers at $100 each, then that means you need 200 extra customers monthly. And then you need to work out, okay, for every 100 leads I get, how many do I turn into sales? Or for every 10 leads I get, how many do I turn into sales? So, for example, if every 10 leads you get a sale on every second one, then I close a sale for 5 in 10 leads. So, in other words, you need double the amount of leads as new customers. So, if you want 200 extra customers per month and you can close 1 in 2, then you need 400 leads monthly, and you write that there. These metrics will come in once you're advertising, or if you're already advertising, you can put them there. Your cost per lead, your value per lead, your cost per customer, and your value per customer. So, and then your cost per value. Now, what do we mean by value per customer? Okay, value per customer. So if a customer, you charge $100 and a customer stays with you for on average 5 years and has 5 cleans, then the value per customer is $500. If you close 1 in 2 customers, then the value per lead would be half of that, $250. And the next thing you need is a crystal clear avatar. So you need to work out whether you're going to target residential, commercial, restoration, or redux. They're all going to need very different ads. And then you want to work out your prime demographics. In other words, what age group, what gender. Now, there are other demographics that can come into it as well, for example, parents and all that other stuff. And sometimes you will want to target them. Pet owners, obviously, they're going to need cleans. And we can get really detailed, but the basis of it is the easiest ones to pick is the gender and the age group of the main part of your audience. And that's what you want to pick out. And then you want to list your target suburbs and your target postcodes. Because what we're going to do is when we run ads, we're going to target the particular suburbs, particular postcodes, or a radius around those. Now, the perfect offer, this is where you make or break everything. You can get everything else on this page 100% perfect. And if this is wrong, you won't make a single cent. You won't make a single sale. You might not even get a single phone call. So this has to be right, and often you're going to have to test multiple offers before you find one that works. And that's why when we work with people, we say, we need 30 days to kind of get this working okay. In the next 30 days, we'll have this, going pretty well. In the next 30 days, you'll wonder why you didn't hire us 10 years ago. So the best way to find out what a good working offer is, obviously it's got to work for you and your avatar. Also is look in the market. What are other people advertising successfully? Now, we don't want to go for the very bottom end of the market. That is not a profitable business model. What we want to go for is the upper bottom end, or the middle market. Of course, we want to go for those. Everybody wants to go for those high-paying, high-end jobs, the restorations, the big multi-million-dollar mansions where they call you in and they don't even ask you the price. Of course we want those, and yes, we'll go for those, but that's not going to be the bulk of the work for most people. So you've got to work out an offer that's going to fit that middle segment of the market or the upper bottom end of the market. So in other words, the people that are price sensitive, we don't want to compete for the bottom end. Just let other people, take those people out of the market, and you can deal with the others. And if they're taking heaps of people out of the bottom end of the market and they're full, that's great. They're going to be full, and that's going to leave room for you. What you want to do here is you want to list previous successful offers that you've run, or that associates or friends of yours have run, or that you've seen in your market. Like, so for example, if you know that one of your opposition has been running the same offer for 10 years, then that offer must work, and list it there. Now, we don't want to copy their offer. We want to have a point of differentiation, but if that's the offer that's working, and they're offering, as an example, 3 rooms for $145. Well, if we come in and offer 3 rooms for $190, chances are we're too far from the mark. It might not work because our room rate is significantly different. And obviously, you've got a difference in the way you structure your offer for your residential versus your commercial. And this would be your tiers of commercial based on, a small-sized area, medium-sized area, and a large-sized area. And now that we know our avatar and we know our offer, we've got to get our offer in front of our avatar. And the easiest way to do that is with Google Ads and with Facebook Ads. For Google Ads, you've got 2 types. You've got your search and your display. You've actually got others. You've got your video as well, and you can go for those. The search is going to be the main one, and you may choose to use display for branding and other things down the track. But as a beginner, search is the way to go. So you're going to need a list of keywords that your customers would search for. You're going to need an ad copy that grabs their attention with a headline and an offer, then tells them a little tiny bit about your offer, and then it has a call to action with a phone number or a clickable link to a form or a website or wherever you want to send them to capture their information. Now, if you do send them somewhere, you need to make sure you put your tags, Google tags on there, and that's so that you can retarget the people that have been there, because even they might not have bought on the first time they were there. If they didn't, we want to retarget those people. Second thing is Facebook. So an LLA file, what that basically is a list of your previous customers' emails, and you upload that to Facebook and target those people. You can also target on interests, and now you're going to need a good photo and a good video, and you want to test those because they're going to be crucial. If your CTRs, which is your click-through rates, are really low, then change your photo or change your video. Your pixel, it goes onto your site. And it goes on each page of your site. And we can measure where they are in our site, their intention. Like, so for example, someone who adds something to a cart, or someone who reaches a checkout page or a thanks, gets pixeled differently to someone who just lands on the first page. And so you need to install that on every page of your site or your form or whatever you've got, and you want to use that pixel to retarget them. Now, these are the metrics that you'll use for your advertising. So that's cost per click or cost per customer. In this case, because we've got CPA, which means cost per acquisition, that's actually cost per click. This here is your cost per 1,000 views, cost per acquisition, which means how much to acquire a customer, and your CPI, which is cost per impression, and you could also have your CPL there, which we've got down here, which is your cost per lead. Now, Facebook's metrics, another one that's slightly different is your CTRs, which, as we said, is your click-through rates. If they're low, it means something's wrong with your ad. They're not attracted to your ad. Cost per click or cost per customer, cost per lead, and your leads per month. Now, each of those metrics is a whole video or 2 or 3 in their own, so I can't explain them here. They're the metrics that you want to track for each of those advertising campaigns. This is the basics of your Facebook ad. Should look something like this. Your ad copy definitely needs to call them out, and you really should talk about their fears or problems, which in your case is going to be dirt or grime or germs, and also their desires, for nice looking carpet. That needs to be a really compelling offer. And you need a CTA button down here, like call now, learn more, sign up, purchase, etc. And you've also got to have a compelling one very short line here and a little description. And then what you want to do is you've got to target audiences and locations. Now, we already did that up in our avatar. Remember up there we decided, for example, that it might have been like females 20 to 29, and we listed our suburbs and locations. So that's how you're going to target them. Now, with our Google, it's a little bit more complicated. Return on investment on the Google ads is usually better. It's not saying you don't want to use Facebook, you definitely do, but the trade-off is this: Facebook's easier to run, the return on investment isn't as high. Google ads is much harder to run, but the return on investment is a little better as well. A few things here: you basically want to test 2 campaigns. You want to have 2 ad groups in each. You're going to have 2 ads, and you're going to have at least 4 or 5 keywords or keyword phrases in each. And then you want to make sure that you've got no more than about 5 to 7 ad groups per campaign if you do boost them out. Absolutely no more than 20 keywords. I'd like to stay under 10. Ideally 5 to 10 keywords per ad group. Ideally 2 to 3 ads per ad group. 2 will work. 3 is great. You're generally going to start out with cost per click or enhanced cost per click bidding, and then you're going to move to cost per acquisition down the track. If you're running any type of opt-in form or page, this is what it's going to want to look like. You want to have a really attractive headline. Have a look at my landing page and the types of headlines that we've got on Carpet Launch. They're the types of headlines you want. Then you have a brief description. You have a video or image. A video is best. Another brief qualifying statement of some sort. Then your call to action button, which is very prominent. And you're also going to need to have your privacy, your terms, and your disclaimer down the bottom. Now, a lead is only hot when they first sign up for something. They're the most likely to purchase when they first fill out a form or click on an ad, and as time goes on, that just drops off a cliff. So we say that 5 to 10 minutes, they go from hot, warm, and around about an hour later, they're virtually cold. You really got to call your leads as they come in. You need to be checking your phone every 5 to 10 minutes, and you need to be following them up very, very quickly. And you want some sort of reminder system in place so that when you do make bookings, people don't forget. You definitely need a review and referral system. Now, Hayden covers those in some other videos on our website, and you can get to those on the website. So I'm not going to cover them here, but they're very important. Make sure you've got them. And Hayden also covers Google My Business posts where you take before and after shots and you post them to Google My Business. Make sure you've got the right location and category, and make sure you're getting those regular customer reviews, which Hayden talks about in the other video. We've got a special offer for people that watch through to the end of this video only, and that is you can jump on a qualification call, see if you qualify to work with us. For some people, they're just like, look, I want to run my carpet cleaning business and make a profit. Can't I just pay someone to do this? Yes, you can if you qualify to work for us, and that just basically means that you've got existing customers, you're making enough money to be able to be profitable, If that's the case, click this blue button here, jump on a qualification call with Hayden, and if you qualify, we'll make you an offer.